The miracle ultimately didn't happen to us as expected, but we can walk away with our heads held high. Losing isn't scary at all. What's scary is to lose with little or no spirit. Hello everyone, Mr. Yi here, and today we're going to take a look at Barcelona's 1-1 draw with Paris Saint-Germain in the Princes Park Stadium. Before kickoff, most of us were probably just wishing we don't lose to Paris Saint-Germain again by plenty. Because in the first leg, we got totally outplayed in the second half and PSG could have quite easily scored at least 1 or 2 more goals. But on the other hand, our recent form also planted some optimistic seeds into our minds. After all, we've successfully kept a clean sheet for 4 games in a row coming into this game. We also played some brilliant football such as a 3-0 comeback against Sevilla in the Copa del Ray with our new 3-1-4-2 formation. And, most importantly, PSG's talisman Neymar was once again confirmed to sit out from this game. Despite how minuscule the hopes of a comeback may seem, we can see Koeman had no intentions to give up with his 3-4-1-2 setup. Messi and Dembele formed a 2 center forwards supported by Antoine Griezmann behind them. Alba, Dest, Pedri, and Busquets formed the wing-backs in midfield. The back line is formed by Longley, De Jong, and Mingueza. We know that this setup has never been used throughout the season, and based on our performance, there is a very good chance it will appear again in the future. Just like how it was in the first leg, Paris Saint-Germain once again had to suffer from the lack of Neymar. In addition, Moise Kean, who scored PSG's 3rd goal in the Camp Nou, was also unavailable due to being tested positive for COVID-19. As a result, Julian Draxler, who helped Mbappe complete his hat-trick in the Camp Nou, was given the opportunity. The remaining players all participated in the 4-1 victory against us 3 weeks ago. The return Angel Di Maria was placed on the bench as a precautionary measure. Before we continue, let's all send our best wishes to Moise Kean. We wish you a speedy and complete recovery to continue your career as a football professional. Compared to a rather cautious approach in the first half 3 weeks ago, we started with a strong desire to seek that big early goal right after kickoff. It was clear Koeman placed a high amount of tactical emphasis on Ousmane Dembele, who scored the opening goal against Sevilla twice in La Liga and the Copa del Ray, hoping he could act as a key figure for a possible miracle. But the Frenchman clearly didn't have his shooting boots on today, and quite frankly, his finishing was awful. One of our most common tactics in the first half was to play accurate long balls towards Ousmane Dembele, who used his speed and pace to get behind the PSG players to enter the penalty area, then try to apply the lethal shot or pass to complete the attack. Within the first 11 minutes, Alba alone made 2 successful long passes to Dembele. The Frenchman tried to set up Messi the first time, whose shot was blocked by Marquinhos. The second time, the Frenchman's shot was too weak to trouble Keylor Navas. In the 23rd minute, Pedri also found Dembele with a great pass, but Messi was just a little too late to follow up on the Frenchman's pass. Had Messi been a year or 2 younger, we most likely would have taken the lead. Other than Alba, Dembele was also receiving consistent support from Messi and Griezmann. The latter fed Dembele with a great pass during a quick counter, but this time Dembele's shot flew towards the stands. Messi also fed the winger with another pass in the 18th minute, but the follow-up attempt was kept out by Keylor Navas. PSG, as expected, focused their attacks on the left-hand side. Mbappe will refrain from tracking back too much to ensure his threat on the counter. Mbappe's first opportunity came in the 15th minute after receiving a pass from Marco Verratti, but his shot was saved by Ter Stegen. And in the 25th minute, Verratti played Mbappe in with a great pass after a clever 1-2, which forced Mingueza to pick up his first booking. As a result, Koeman took the youngster off 9 minutes later with Junior Firpo. It seems like this was also part of Koeman's battle plan. Start Mingueza first to contain Mbappe with his aggressive style of play, then use Firpo's speed and physicality to nullify the French superstar. But Clement Longley once again committed a blunder when we can't afford it. He accidentally stepped on Mauro Icardi's left boot when the latter was trying to receive a low cross from Kurzawa, and PSG were able to take the lead with a Mbappe penalty, allowing the wonder kid to overtake Messi as the youngest player to score 25 goals in the Champions League. In total, Mbappe contributed 4 shots, 1 key pass, 4 dribbles, and was fouled 4 times, the most of any player in the game. But full credit to Barca, they were able to keep up with their mentality despite going further behind. Griezmann once again fed Dembele with a great pass just 3 minutes after the penalty, but the Frenchman somehow passed the ball directly into the gloves of Keylor Navas. And just 3 minutes later, Messi unleashes an absolute rocket that caught even Keylor Navas off guard. Barcelona could have made the story even more interesting right before halftime when Griezmann was fouled by Kurzawa inside the box, causing Anthony Taylor to award the second penalty of the game. But Messi's penalty was kept out spectacularly by the Costa Rican. There was controversy on whether Verratti entered the box too early, as he was also the player who made the follow-up clearance. But VAR did not intervene to have the penalty retaken, And that was the final action of the first half. The second half turned out to be much less breathtaking than the first half. Both sides didn't create too many opportunities, possibly due to a drop in Barcelona's morale after Messi's penalty miss and PSG were playing to preserve the lead instead of extending it. Barcelona's best chance came in the 61st minute when Alba found Messi with a brilliant ball inside the box. The Messi shot was denied spectacularly by Marquinhos. PSG's best chance came in the 90th minute when Mbappe hit the crossbar in a quick counter. The game ended shortly afterwards and Barcelona failed to reach the quarterfinals for the first time since 2007. Despite failing to turn the tide around, we still have to give a big round of applause to a good number of our players. Messi, despite missing his penalty, scored a one-of-a-kind goal in addition to 4 key passes and 4 dribbles. Alba and Des were also very active on the flanks and created several chances for the team. Des unluckily hit the post whilst making 2 dribbles and 1 interception. Alba in particular made 4 key passes, 1 interception and 1 clearance. Busquets, whom we rarely see participating so actively in the attack, also contributed 4 shots, 2 key passes and 2 tackles. If you look at the statistics alone, any Barcelona or neutral fan may be scratching their heads thinking, how in the world did Barcelona not go ahead? The answer is simple. We need to take our chances more consistently. This should always be our strength and was our key factor in so many of our victories in the past couple of years. But other than commending the above players, we should also not neglect the poor performances of Ousmane Dembele and Clement Lenglet. Dembele in this match was given 4 great opportunities to threaten Keylor Navas, with 3 of them coming when the score was at 0-0, but the Frenchman only seemed to trouble Keylor Navas on 1 occasion. If he could have taken even one of these opportunities when the game was level, the game's complexion would change completely. If Dembele really were to fulfill the responsibility of Neymar when he was at the club, then other than avoiding injuries, he really needs to put utmost effort into improving his finishing, or he will always be marked with the tags of inconsistency and failure to live up with his talent. However, I do understand Koeman's decision to keep Dembele on the pitch until the 78th minute, because just like how I stated in my previous videos, Dembele is the only person with the speed and pace to get behind the opposition players to create uncertainty. And when the opposition players are uncertain about what to do, that's when our opportunities will arrive. Clement Lenglet this season had committed probably more memorable mistakes than his previous 2 seasons at the club. The 2 most dreadful mistakes before this game were no doubt the penalties he gave away against Real Madrid and Juventus. But be reminded that Lenglet was never bought to be a regular starter for our team. His original purpose was to serve as a substitute to Samuel Umtiti, who is also prone to mistakes and injuries since the 2018 World Cup. This match has already pointed out the 2 positions that should be given utmost priority for reinforcements this summer. A reliable goal-scoring center forward and a center back to take over Gerard Piqué. As for Koeman, his tactical input was almost perfect in this game. But when Dembele squandered 1 chance after another, there is only so much he could do. But there is no doubt this match once again proved the effectiveness of his back 3 setup. We successfully nullified PSG's attacks for a majority of the game, especially in the first half. But we also have to remember PSG did not have their talisman Neymar available, and they were clearly playing with a stronger mentality to protect their lead due to their current position in League 1. Since after all, the major damage was done in the second half of the first leg, when we pressed too desperately for that second goal, allowing Mbappe to become the biggest beneficiary. If we played like how we did in the first half instead, there's definitely a good chance we could come to Paris with a smaller difference. With COVID-19 still affecting the world, the biggest difference between home and away at the moment is probably just the traveling aspect. But overall, we have to admit Paris Saint-Germain were the better team across the 2 legs, and it will be interesting to see how far they will advance this year under the leadership of Mauricio Pochettino. So please leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to respond and improve myself. Thank you for watching.
I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show